This is going to be a part 2 to my Why Negro Men Should Not Try to Impress Women. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why Negro men should not try to fight to impress women. This is something that I wrote about in a blog a couple of years ago. It was a very popular blog, and I even had a teacher in India pretty much print up that blog and share it with his class so they could understand why you don't fight over these females. And a lot of guys out here think that by showing up to fight for this female, to defend her honor, they are going to impress her. No, you're not going to impress her. Again, when you go out here and put up hands for this female, what you are doing is giving that female leverage over you. And she is learning, again, what buttons she can push to manipulate you to get what she wants out of you. When these guys go out here calling themselves fighting over these females, they are pretty much allowing themselves to be wide open to be taken advantage of, especially by predatory females. And this is something that many of these Negro men don't understand. They're still thinking, again, they come from that single mother household, and they come from that gynocentric view where they think winning the approval of a woman is the most important thing. So they go out here thinking, if I fight over these females, they'll see me as powerful, they'll see me as important, and it will make a powerful first impression on them. And that's not the case. Instead, what this Negro male is showing is how weak he is. He is showing that all I have to do is push one or two buttons to get this guy to lose control. And because he's emotional, I now know which buttons to push that will get the emotional reaction out of this Negro. And this Negro, he just does not understand this because, again, he cannot connect dots. He cannot follow things from a logical perspective. So what he's going to do is he thinks if he sees this woman flirting with another guy or talking to another guy, that he's going to run in here and protect what he has. The truth of the matter is he never had anything to begin with. Here's the truth about relationships. Either a woman wants to be with you or she doesn't. And she will show you how she wants to be with you through her actions. And she will show you how much respect she has for you through her actions. If one of these guys were to step to a female and she was really loved and cared about the guy she was with, she would make efforts to check that guy. And she would say things like, look, I have a man, that's my man over there. And if the guy has some common sense, he's going to listen to what she's saying and pretty much take a hike and say, look, there are other females in the room, let me go talk to one of them. And some of them, even in their own conversation, will sprinkle in a word or two just so that a critical thinking man will get the hint. Because I have had, females talk to me, and I knew when their husbands were very close, when their relationship with their husbands or their boyfriends were very close, because the first words out of their mouth were my husband or my boyfriend. And they were pretty much sending me a signal to let them know they are not available. And from there, I could be amicable with them and I could be cool with them and we could move on. But these thirsty guys, these simps, and especially these Negro men, because many of these Negro men are thirsty simps, they can't listen to those cues. And they'll continue to pester and push. And even in those cases, the woman who really loves her boyfriend will not try to get her boyfriend involved and try to risk his safety. What she's going to do is she will run over and try to find a security guard or a bouncer to deal with this guy, or she'll try to call the police to deal with this guy, because that's what women who respect men do. They don't want to put their man at risk. Women who do not respect men, what they're going to do is say, I'm going to go get my man and I'm going to go have him go fight this guy, not knowing what this guy has in his pocket or how dangerous this guy is. Because when you look at this guy who does not understand boundaries, what he's doing is showing that he has very little emotional control. And a woman who truly loves her man does not want to have her man around this monkey. She does not want her man around this type of guy. So she won't try to deal with this guy and have others who are in a place deal with this guy. She will not try to put her man in that type of situation, because that's what women who respect men do. But your Afro-American Negro, again, he does not understand boundaries. So he thinks that by posturing and showing out, he's going to impress this female. He thinks by showing how tough he is and what so much of a bad guy he is making this powerful first impression. Again, not only showing the female he's trying to chase that he's weak, but showing the females all around him that he's weak. Everybody now knows how weak this Negro is, and what they do is, while they're watching his display, they're filing away in their subconscious a way to use this guy as a tool. They already know this guy's a tool. They can use him to get what they want out of him. That there's all I have to do is learn the button sequences, just like on a computer. You learn Control C is copy, Control V is paste, Control X is cut. What they learn with this Negro is, oh, I use a few buzzwords. This Negro's gonna get emotional. He's gonna get riled up, and they can get him to go run out and fight. And then they just use this guy as their own personal tool. And that's why many of these women out here will use this Negro to go out and settle the score. This Negro will be sitting up here thinking, oh, this girl likes me. She really cares about me. She wants to have a relationship with me. No, no, no. You are a tool that she is going to use to get from point A to point B. And many of these Negroes, for the most part, just wind up in the trick bag because many of these Negroes only think of this woman on one level. And they don't understand that when you show weakness to a female, she now sees you as a tool. And what she's going to do is put you in the trick bag and save you to be one of the tricks that she is going to use, especially these predatory females. Predatory female, she has more than one man in her life. And this is something Negro don't understand. Negro thinks that relationships work like these cheesy little movies that he watches, that you're the only one. No. She has an assortment of shines in her bag that she can use. Because the only people who really deal with this Negro are predatory females. Because regular females who respect their man, they don't want to deal with this Negro. Because they know that, they're not impressed by anything he does. They're not impressed by his gaudy exterior. Because they know when you take a look at the character of this Negro, they know that he has no integrity, no honor, and no sense of self. That he is a weak guy they can pretty much is malleable and manipulate, and they can manipulate. And women don't like weak, soft guys. They don't like these weak guys. They'll use these guys, but they don't want no relationship with those guys. Those guys are pretty much, tools that they use again to get from point A to point B, and that's where the Negro pretty much winds up. So they'll use this guy to be their valet, where he's walking dogs, or he'll be the chauffeur who drives her around the Escalade and picks her up. Or he'll be the enforcer that she sends out to go fight some other dude. And he'll be thinking that he's got a shot at the graveyard between her legs. But really, she knows that in all of these outcomes, he's going to get nothing but egg on his face. Because in her mind, this Negro is a laughingstock. Because I've sat there and heard females on the bus sitting there talking about these Negroes. And this is how they talk about them. They sit there and they laugh at this Negro. They make fun of him. They talk about how they get these Negroes to buy them coffee, get them to buy them donuts, drive them around, get them walking their dogs, get this monkey picking up her dry cleaning. And this monkey pretty much thinks he's got a shot, but he doesn't have a shot. He is basically the butler, but he doesn't understand that he's not the butler. And he's going to sit here and fight for the honor of a female who has no respect for him, no regard for him. And this, again, goes beyond race, because even non-black women use this Negro to advance themselves in life. I mean, for example, let's look at your Kim Kardashian and your Kanye West. Another case of a Negro pretty much being used by a female. And she is using him to advance herself and to move herself forward, while your Kanye West is pretty much sitting here being a laughingstock of the world. And the sad part is, your Kanye West is the type of kind of guy who will run out here and fight over Kim Kardashian, not understanding that once she gets tired of you, she's just going to leave you. And a lot of these guys, they'll sit here and try to fight over these females, not understanding that you are being used as a pawn. If you, in a lot of cases, especially when these guys get sent out to go defend the honor of these females, that guy's being used as a pawn, because she's pretty much tired of this guy and is ready to move on, and she doesn't want to have to deal with this Negro and his emotional breakup. because this guy can get, some of these Negroes can get very emotional and they can get really riled up. So she sends another dude out to go fight him on some trumped up stuff, and usually he gets beat up or he gets killed, and with one is dead, the other is in jail, and the female don't have to deal with either of these Negroes. So it works out for her favor. And this is something that the Negro just doesn't understand. He'll sit here and fight over these females, fight to get her attention, and there's nothing worth really fighting over. Again, as I said in the previous video, a female knows who she is serious about getting involved with in the first 5 seconds of looking at a man. If she sees within 5 seconds this guy certain instinctive things, she's gonna see that man as someone she wants to have a relationship with. And she will see in that 5 seconds if this is a man I respect or if this is a man I can use as a tool. And this is something that the Afro-American Negro has a hard time processing. He, again, believes all of what his single mother told him, Madison Avenue advertisers told him, and Hollywood movie studios told him that if he runs out here and is this Prince Charming, he can impress this female. You can never impress this female. Again, this is an instinctive thing. Females know within 5 seconds of looking at you whether she wants to have a relationship with you or if she's going to use you as a tool. And many of these Negroes spend most of their time trying to chase and impress females, and that is time out of their life they're never going to get back. That is time out of their life they have pretty much wasted, and that is time they could use in a more constructive manner. And this is something that, most guys just don't understand. Again, they think that they've been taught from birth, I can impress her, I can get her to like me, and you can't get her to like you. Either she likes you or she don't, and like really doesn't mean anything because, again, women can like a guy and, again, still see him as a tool. If a woman is into a guy, she's just into him, and there's nothing anybody can do about it but charge her to the game and keep it moving. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.